Hey guys, what is up? It is Will coming at you with another Buddy Fight video, and in this video we are going to be doing a meta prediction list for post-perfected time ruler, and with regionals coming up, Springfest, it's going to be, I think this is one to pay attention to, so let's get right into it. So let's start with the top three I think are going to be the most viable or most powerful decks in this meta, starting with Time Dragons. And this one I'm just going to give one card because it kind of gives something for the rest of the deck. So basically they're going to play about reversal is the keyword for the deck, which is flipping their clock flags upside down and to get effects, and then you get the End Ruler Dragon, Deity of Time Ruler Dragon. It's a size 3, and his ability is Rewind Chronos. At the start of your turn, you may put cards from the drop zone into this card's soul until its soul is at 2. And at the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, notify all abilities of up to one card on your opponent's field and put it at the bottom of the deck. So interesting removal because it just shoves it back into the deck, which kind of sucks because then you can't really search for some cards. But what are you gonna do? Alright, so next up we have Dimension Dragons, for obvious reasons, of Lost World. Not gonna spend too much time on that because they've been at top tier for the longest time now. And another one you're not going to be surprised to see is Legend Dragons. Now, especially with Raw coming out, it's even more ridiculous, but the deck has been out long enough so that we kind of have a general idea how it's played, so I'm not going to go into too much detail explaining how it works. Next up we have Astro Dragons, I think, and LDOs kind of in the same spot with the new Dragod boss monsters. So for Astro Dragons, Astrologia, the Dragod, it has Galaxy FDC. So if it's in your opponent, it's on the center, you get all of the following. If there's a monster on your left, all cards on the field get Penetrate and 10,000 power. And then on the right, it gets Counterattack and 10,000 power. And if you equip with an item, all cards in your field cannot be arrested by opponent's card effects, and then get 1 critical. So that is very strong. Next up for LDOs, we got God Agito. So at the start of your attack phase, you drop 3 cards from your deck and put any number of cards from among them into the soul. And it's got Spiral D-Share, and it reduces the size of monsters on your left and right by 1. So it's like a hybrid of size 1 and size 3, which I think is really nice because it's a strong medium. Alright, so next up we have Phantom Thief Draco or Drago, depending on where you're looking. On Buddy Spoiler, it's Draco, so I'm going to go based on that. And I think they're a very, not really unique because, let's be honest, Ace is just aggro.deck. But it's unique in the sense that it's Buddy, the spell Rupla Morris, puts cards or any spell your opponent casts face down as a treasure on their field, and basically the deck wants you to look at the top 4, place 2 into your opponent's treasure, and then use their impact to just destroy all said treasure and deal a bunch of damage. So it's a very unique deck in the sense that it kind of cuts chaos with Orserclines, because then they can't return their spells because they're all face down as treasures. So next up I have G-Boost Will, and I think that's going to be the strongest G-Boost just because it heals you for 1 and deals your opponent 1 damage. And I think that's the strongest until G-Boost Ultimate comes out. So next up we have Messiah Arms or Messiah Arms Zodiac, whichever. I think they're both very good options because if we go back to the top 3 decks, Time Dragons, Dimension Dragons, and Legend Dragons. So they all have, a lot of the decks have dragon in their names, so it's just a decent choice. Plus it's super aggressive even if it's not against a dragon deck. Alright, so next up we have Demon Dragons or Evil Demonic Dragons, and I think they're a great deck for the OTK or FTK, depending on if you're playing Demonine. And next up we have the crossover decks, Black Organization with Conan, Roselia for Bang Dream, and I don't know the name of the deck for Idolmaster, but I know one's been doing decent. Alright, so that's it for my meta decks that I think are going to be seeing a lot of. Now it's time for the rogue decks, so the decks that aren't super common, but I think will do pretty decent. And some of these could be in the meta spot, but I'm just going based on how they are right now and how I think they'll improve. So for the first one, this one I could see being meta because of its new support, but I just put it in the Rogue just because I don't want to say it's going to be meta, but I think it's going to do really well with the new support it got, and that's going to be Electro Deities, my first main ace deck that I mained for the longest time, until Cursed Dragons, of course. So biggest, one of the strongest cards in the deck, I think, and this is because there's going to be two different ways to play it, is Kagura Flower Dancer. Basically, it allows you to counter equip your item before your opponent's turn starts, so you can possess into Amaterasu and get that +2 life and draw if you want. So very strong card, and you're going to be playing that in either build, and this next build is going to be for Great Electro Deity of Freedom, Izanami. So it's your size 3 boss card for the Izanami build. So you can pay 3 gauge for it, which is I think the standard for all their size 3s. So you counteract, Leave It to Me. You can only choose one of the two, and Leave It to Me is a hard once per turn. During your turn, you can drop 5 different size 3s. Keyword is different. Electro Deity hand cards. And if you do this, after this turn, you get another turn. So it's a grandfather clock in a beater. And its other one is pretty strong too. Call a size 3 Electro Deity from your drop zone without paying its call cost. It becomes a size 0 until it leaves the field, and it has triple attack. So with this, you discard, get a new turn, and then on that second turn, you put this back and you call a size 3 from drop to get that aggro. And it has a lot of toolboxing capabilities now for getting that size 3, and it's just with the two monsters it got. So it's got Electro Beast Messenger Shino. So if you're equipped with an Electro Deity item, its size is reduced by 1. And when it enters the field, you check top 7 of your deck and you grab a size 3 Electro Deity, and then if you put 1, you drop a hand card. And then if an Electro Deity would leave the field, you may put this card in the drop to keep the card on the field. So it's helping you get those size 3s in hand. And then Electro Deity Emissary Yuki, another size 1 or size 0 rather. So you pay a gauge to call it, and then all Electro Deities on the field cannot be rested or returned to hand by opponent's card effects. Kind of doesn't stop Time Dragons because that bounces to bottom of the deck. When this card enters the field, you may put 1 size 3 Electro Deity monster from your drop zone into hand. So it helps you recur those size 3s that you're probably only running 1 of to get that 5. And another strong card for this deck I think people are going to want to run 4 of is Electro Deity Return, because you can grab 2 different size 3s with that for a gauge. I think another good rogue option is going to be Blade Dancers / Excel Blade with their new impact, Pinnacle of Godwind. So you can only cast this if you're being attacked and you have Excel Blade that is standing equipped. So you pay 2 gauge to counter, you nullify the attack, and for this turn nullify all abilities of attacking cards, destroy them, draw 2 cards, and deal 3 damage. So it's just a better impact, and I love it actually because I like Excel Blade. And then another card they got was Fusion Style Eye Gouging Stance, first rank. So you can only cast it during the attack phase, and you have an Excel Blade equipped. So you counter and look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put 2 among them into your hand and the rest into gauge, and you can only cast it once per turn. I think that's a very strong ability because the deck kind of lacked the necessary draw and aggressive and gauge, especially gauge, to keep up, because it would go and then you'd get like 2 impacts out, but then you'd kind of run out of steam. So I'm thinking that's going to be a more viable option now with the new support it's getting. And next up, I think these are going to kind of go together. Black Dragon Mill and Cursed Dragons. I think Cursed Dragons I feel has been looked over because it's a win condition deck, and I think it's one of the few unique decks in Ace. Personal favorite deck from Ace. Black Dragon Mill is Black Dragon Mill. They come out of nowhere and just kind of steal games sometimes. So I think those are going to be 2 good options as well for Rogue, because nobody really expects to see Cursed Dragons, and when I play them, people don't even know what they do. So so you're spending a lot of time explaining the deck to everyone, and it kind of allows you to do your plays without them knowing when to interrupt or disrupt your plays. And final rogue deck, and this is a shout out to Pokemaniac07, who's commented on the last 2 meta prediction videos I've done, and that is Bladewing Phoenix, or a Dungeon Mix deck. I think is going to be a very strong option for this. It just kind of comes out of nowhere and just is so aggressive and ramps resources so well. I genuinely think it's a pretty great rogue option. So that is it for these meta predictions. If you like it, leave a like. If you disagree with me, tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. And subscribe if you want to see some more Buddy Fight content and meta predictions. I will probably comment something after regionals, maybe explaining how I think if I was wrong or not. But let me know what you think. If I was wrong, what decks did I miss, if you thought, or if they should be elsewhere at the rogue or meta lists. But other than that, I will conclude this video. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.